This is our second Parent University. We come here today to talk about mainly graduation requirements, any financial aid questions you have about your students going forward as going to college, graduation plans, time and date, graduation location, college, SAT vouchers, ACT vouchers, any questions you may have with your student academically or moving forward. All right. So first off, let's talk about our seniors. Let's congratulate our seniors. Our graduation packages are in. Some of you will be taking these home with you today, so you can register for your student graduation package, cap and gown. We also have our ring sizes out here. If any of you want to get class rings, you can get fitted for your ring. And as you see, we got posters around. Also, we have flyers with the graduation address, location. It is in Frisco. I know it might seem pretty far to some of you guys, but they have a pretty cool venue this year at the Dr. Pepper Arena. Some of you are familiar with that. All right, some important deadlines that's coming up. We do have a prom. I know a lot of your students come from traditional ISDs. We are still public school. We try to keep the same traditions as the ISD students, so the students can still get that full high school experience. So prom is May 20th. If you see the flyers posted around, they got the Gatsby movie playing. That's also the theme of prom. Kind of fundraiser, hot dog day. I know it might be like hot dogs. So some more important dates coming up, like class ranking. That's how seniors get ranked for valedictorian. Class ranking will be May 26th. So all you guys want to be top 10, top 20, ranking your class. May 26th will be that deadline. If you want to participate in graduation, the deadline is, I think it's here, May 25th. May 25th for deadline for participating in graduation. I know a couple of parents had questions about actual graduation questions, SAT questions about going to college. I'll take any of your questions about any graduation questions, any college application deadlines, financial aid questions you might have.
Well, I guess the curriculum's kind of self-explanatory. Once it completes that, then is there any other special requirements above the testing out or anything like that? Or?
Not at the moment, but I am recommending that all students do walk across the stage. So they do an exit interview all the time, and the registrar asks them, "Are you going to walk?" I always say yes for them because I mean it's an accomplishment. So there's no guarantee you'll have another graduation moving forward. So we want all our students to cherish that moment, enjoy the moment, and then share with their loved ones.
And I kind of play upon that too.
Yeah,
If a student tells me, "Oh, I don't want to walk,"
no.
I'm like, "Well, then do it for your family."
Yeah.
So I kind of play into that
Yeah.
too, and we want our families to celebrate our learners. So.
Any questions?
The only one I had, I think I brought it to your attention earlier, and
Yes.
maybe Mrs. Nichols or somebody might know, but the ACT and SATs,
Yes.
we were discussing that it's usually always Saturday mornings, and wanting to see if anybody knows of one that possibly is a little later in the afternoon, at night, something that might be offered. That was the only question I have.
Yeah, and that's something that we, I'll look into.
Okay,
I'll do
that
the
would be
research and
lovely.
see if we
Thank
can
you.
find out what we can do to make that happen for her.
Okay, thank
I'm
you.
not sure of any off the top of my head, but
I
as far as ACT and SAT voucher, I always recommend all students take both
Right.
because some schools give you scholarship based off both those tests. I also recommend we do college day every Friday. So whether we're doing college applications or working on financial aid, which parents play a part in financial aid process. So there's only so much we can do with financial aid application here, and the parent has to do their part also. We had our first parent university. We had a few parents come out so we can explain to them and show them how the financial aid process works, how to acquire a PIN number, how, just watch a few videos and ask any questions or give them some flyers about financial aid. As far as the SAT, ACT vouchers, they only offer them once a month. The next test is actually a dead period in the SAT voucher, so there won't be no test in April. There will be a test in May. May 11th will be the next SAT test. We have vouchers, we have study guides, ACT vouchers, and ACT booklets. I will pass out one to each of you guys. We have a calendar for the next ACT test, which is also their test. Next test is actually April 8th. Is the next test for ACT, and then the next test in May will be May 5th. But as students, we, like I said, we work on college application. If you wanted to work at home with them, the website is Apply Texas. So if you Google Apply Texas or applytexas.org, you create an account. Most of our students already have accounts here because we pull them, work on college applications. When they take the SAT, they get 4 free college waivers, and we also pay for their first application. So we'll pay for their first college application, and then once they complete their SAT test, they acquire 4 college application waivers from the state of Texas. Well, not the state of Texas, but the College Board. So that's 5 applications that they comply to schools that they do not have to come out of pocket for. And I can tell you the average price of those applications are probably $60. Yeah, just to apply for a school that you might not be in, that they might not let you in, you still have to pay for application fee. But also, so we always require students, I know a lot of schools always talk about TCC, I want to go to TCC, but TCC will be there. I always, if you want to go to a 4-year university and you qualify, I always recommend you apply. We apply for scholarships. I send out scholarships to student emails every time I come across them. I send it to them. If I get hard copies, we pull them out and we work on them together. But normally every Friday we pull them out because we don't want to pay for college. I know a lot of us been to college and you know it's pretty pricey. It's even pricier now. So we do everything we can to try to provide resources for our students to make sure they got everything they need, whether it's they need a snack in the morning or just whatever. Me, Ms. Nichols, myself, now Mr. Elwood, since he's here, we want to make sure that all our students have what they need to be successful while they're here and also when they leave from here. Any other questions anyone might have?
Can you explain, I'm sorry, one more time?
Yes.
On Fridays, you said you have college day?
Yeah, Fridays we do college day. Most of my seniors are in the mornings. So most of our seniors, and they're very needy, so I designated a date just for my seniors where we work on college applications, financial aid. One month we had Texas Women's came out here and they set up a mobile unit and they helped maybe like 20 or 30 of our students apply, looking to Air Force, Army, whatever they wanted to do, help them apply for financial aid, college applications. So every Friday we kind of try to get to it. We haven't been doing it the last couple of weeks because of testing and spring break. But once STAR testing is over next week, we'll pick it back up on April 1st. And then every Friday, and then we'll get Texas Women to come out again towards the end of the year, try to finalize, those college deadlines. And actually we'll be starting on our juniors after STAR test and try to get them prepared early. And that way, when it comes in the fall, all they have to do is apply for applications, and by January, they have the school to go to. And then we won't have to worry about, last minute college applications, last minute deadlines for financial aid, because the financial deadline was actually March 15th over the spring break. So a lot of our students were aware of that, but a lot of them already applied, so most of our students don't have that problem. I don't think they're gonna still turn you around and just lose less funding, at this time of the year when you're trying to apply for financial aid.
In the state schools like residency, Mike's, he's only been here like 6 or 7 months. Is there a requirement? Is it a year for residency just for tuition?
It'll be a year for him by the time he will actually attend a college campus, so he should be able to use it. They go off of high school that the high school you attended your senior year, which would be a Texas school. Right?
And then when's the last actual official day of school?
The last official day of school is June 1st, which is a Thursday. And June 1st, nothing on that Friday, and then graduation Sunday, June 4th.
I'm under the understanding that Winfrey's also being generous and is offering to pay for enrollment fees or application fees?
Application fee, yes. The first application fee we pay for, yes.
And how do we arrange that?
The student, we normal times if they haven't been working with us already, when we pull them out, they'll send me a request form. As far as I want to apply for colleges or this and third.
Okay.
But 9 times 10, when they get closer, I'm looking at. I'm always encouraging them to apply for college. What are you going to do next? And always staying on top of them. So.
Okay.
And then they tell me what school they want to go to. If they don't already have waivers, then we pay for the first application.
Typically, Mr. Jordan sits down with that learner and goes. He's set up
Yeah.
a desk in his office for our learners, and so typically he will he will meet with them and go over that process
Yeah, I
with them.
put 2 or
Okay.
3 of them in the office, but 2
Yeah.
of them can sit at the desk, one can sit in front of my desk.
Okay.
Yes.
And we all do it together, but when it was a big group, it started as a big group, but you know, we get seniors every day.
Right.
So now it's just 2 and 3 at a time, but when we had a big group at the beginning, we used classrooms at that point because there's so many of us. But now it's 2 and 3, so we just bring them in. I put a desk in the office, and they just come in, and we go through the applications together. They have questions. I'm just moving around, so kind of doing 2 and 3
Mhm.
things at one time.
So you think it's more advisable for her to come sit with you?
Yes.
While she, okay, all right.
Once they get the hang of it, they'll come back and say, I applied to this school, because it becomes
Oh,
easy once
okay,
you do it
okay.
online. And
Right.
it saves your profile. It's like a job application. You're applying to one place and they got 30, different things you can
Yeah.
apply for. Just go in there and click what you want to apply for and hit submit at that point. Just the application say, even if some of the schools require you to do a letter. So you can type that letter and put it on there, and you can use it for multiple different schools. So that's something. It's a struggle at first because they have to apply and they go through that long process of application, and some of them never did applications before.
Mhm.
If they don't work or never worked before, so it's a lengthy process.
We try to take a little bit of that overwhelming
Mhm.
factor out of it because it can be overwhelming.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Especially when you're doing it on your
Lots
own or you're at.
Yeah.
Very generous of y'all too.
That's right.
And this too. This is
Mhm.
feeling that's nice too.
Yeah,
Very
and it
nice.
pays for the late fees. So
Yeah.
if you apply late, that fee waiver covers the late fees. If you want your scores to come back to you, you can do whatever you want to with that fee waiver.
Thank you. That's generous. Thank you.
But I always recommend send those scores to schools you're interested in. So that
Mm.
way, when you're applying to the college, they're gonna always say, I need your score, I need your test score, I need your application fee, I need, when you send it to, when you're registering, you send your scores to that school that you're applying for or thinking about going to, whether it's 4 or 5, I think they give you like 4 or 5 options. Pick 4 or 5 options. Well, you only have your mindset on 2, just send it to
Right.
4 or 5.
Right.
Because you never know what can happen.
Right.
Mhm.
True.
Any more questions? I mean, if you would like to meet in person, I'm here till 7:30 tonight. So, I mean, if you want to talk about your student, you want to talk about the track they're on towards graduation, we can talk about that afterwards.